I am currently sitting in a 2025 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid XSE, and I'm going to go through all of the buttons for you. On the driver door, we have all 4 window switches. They are all one touch, so you can hit it real quick and it'll roll the window all the way down, and you can pull up on it and it'll roll the window all the way back up. Here is the window locks, so if you activate that, none of the passengers will be able to roll their windows down or up. Here is the locks, so you can push that for locking all the doors. You can hit this to unlock all the doors. Here's your mirror adjustments, so if you push the left side, you can adjust the left mirror. If you push the right side, you can adjust the right mirror. And then if you put it back in the middle for the neutral position, it won't do anything if you bump these buttons. This model does have memory seats. So if you set your seat and your side mirrors right where you like it, you can push set 1, and then it'll save your memory seat. So if your seat ever gets moved, then you can just hit number 1 or 2 and put it right back where you like it. On the left side of your steering wheel, there's a row of buttons here. The first one is actually the dimmer switch for your instrument cluster. So at night, that'll determine how bright your gauges are. The next one is to turn on and off your automatic high beams. Those are when you have your high beams on at night and you meet a car on the highway. If you don't turn off your high beams, it'll sense their headlights and dim it for you. If you like that feature, you want to turn it on. If you don't like that feature, you want to leave it off like that. Next to it is your heated windshield wipers. So in the winter time, you can actually hit this to heat the pad underneath your wipers so they don't freeze to the windshield as easily. The one next to it is actually a little camera, and it says view. This one has the 360 camera, so if you push that, it'll actually give you a little walk around on your radio there. And you can make sure there's nothing around the vehicle for you to hit. Next to that one is your heated steering wheel. So if you turn that on, it'll heat the steering wheel for you. Next to that is odometer and trip, so you can actually hit it to cycle through trip A, trip B, and then back to odometer. And then the last one is your power liftgate. So if you hold it for 2 seconds, it'll open the liftgate, and if you hold it again for about 2 seconds, it'll close the liftgate. And then down below, there is a button there to release your gas door, and then if you pull on this lever, it'll actually pop the hood for you. On this side of the steering wheel, we have up, down, left, and right arrows. And what those do is if you push the right arrow, it'll actually take you through 3 different pages on your instrument cluster. So you can have page 1, page 2, and page 3. Now if you want to customize those, what you do is you hold down the OK button. Then you can actually customize the middle of the screen. You can hit left and customize the left side of the screen. And then you can go to the right and customize the right side of the screen. Then once you hit the back button, it'll clear out of there, and then you can just push the right or left tab and go through page 1, page 2, and page 3. That way you can customize each one how you'd like it, and then you're all ready to go. Below that, you have volume controls, so you can turn the volume for the radio up and down. Up here is a back button, so if you have like a notification pop up, you can clear it by hitting that. The phone here is, so if you have your Bluetooth hooked up or your Apple CarPlay, if somebody calls you, you can answer the phone call using that, and then you can hit it again to hang up. And then the last one on this side is the voice command button. So if you push it, tune to XM channel 57.
Tuning to Sirius XM channel 57.
You can give the vehicle commands and it'll do whatever you want it to do. Over on this side of the steering wheel, you've got the cruise control. So if you hit this once, it'll turn on radar cruise control. Once you get to the speed that you want to set it at, you just push set, and then it'll say set at 70 miles an hour on the screen. If you want to increase that to 72, you can go 1, 2. If you want to decrease it back to 70, you can go 1, 2. Radar cruise control is where if you come up on a car, it'll sense them and then it'll slow you down and just match their speed. So you do have an adjustment here where you can choose how close you want to follow that car in front of you. And then underneath it, you've got the lane departure. So you can turn the lane trace and lane departure on and off if you want that feature. Here you have mode. That'll go through AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth, all your sources. And then over here, if you're on like a radio station, it'll toggle through your favorite presets. And if you're listening to like Amazon Music or something like that, it'll do next song and back a song. You can cancel the cruise control also by hitting cancel, or if you tap the brake, it'll cancel as well. Behind the steering wheel, on this side, you have blinkers like normal, and then you've got your headlights. So all the way down is DRL off, which is driving lights off, no lights at all. Then there's auto, which most people leave it on all the time. They'll turn on at night and then turn back off during the day. Or you can do park lights if you want, and then headlights here, and then it's forward for high beam, back for low beam. Over on this side of the steering wheel, you've got your windshield wipers. So it's up for a mist, which is just one swipe and then it's off. This one actually has rain sensing wipers, so if you go one click down, it's on the auto setting, and you can actually adjust the sensitivity of the auto wipers there. And then if you go down one more, it's low, and then another one will be high. All the way back up, we'll turn them off. If you pull the whole lever towards you, it'll clean the front windshield. If you push it away from you, it'll spray the back windshield. And then if you twist the end there, it'll turn on the back wiper, delayed setting, and then on permanently. Then you can just turn it all the way back down to off. This Rav4 does have the 10.5-inch screen with the JBL sound system. I've got my Apple CarPlay hooked up already, so that symbol right there will take you to your Apple CarPlay, which is basically your phone on the radio screen. You've got phone, messages, maps, whatever you want to use. The second one down is the cloud navigation. You do have to subscribe to this through Toyota, and then you'll have like built-in satellite maps if you don't want to use your phones. The next one down is the radio. So here you've got your favorites, all your presets over here. If you hit tune, you've got FM, AM, XM. You do get 3 months of free XM radio with a new Toyota. If you go to XM and you type in 57 and tune to channel, it'll bring it up for you. If you like the station, you can hit the heart and it'll actually move it over here on your favorites list. You can go channel by channel right here. You can pause it or back it up if you missed a song. You can even hit notify me, and if you like the certain artist or song, it'll let you know if that's playing on any station across XM. If you hit the back button, you've got FM, AM, and XM. This is for finding music. If you hit XM and music and rock music, it'll tell you all the rock stations right there. The phone here will just take you back into your Apple CarPlay, so you can use your contacts to call anybody. The next one down is the vehicle. So the first one's trip information. It shows range to empty, miles per gallon that you're getting for the last 15 minutes, and then current miles per gallon. You can also do energy flow, which basically shows whether the engine's powering the vehicle or if the hybrid system's moving it. It's just kind of a fun little thing to watch. And then vehicle alert. If there's any issues with the car, it'll tell you there. Then the last one is the settings tab. Basically, you'll have like your profile there. You can go to general if you want to change like date and time, things like that. This vehicle does have the digital rear view mirror, so you can actually flip the center and it'll put the camera out the back window. Kind of nice if you have passengers or a bunch of stuff in the back and you can't see out the regular mirror. If you want to make adjustments to this camera, you push this first button here and you can toggle through all the different options. And basically, if you want to rotate the camera or zoom in or move it up and down, you can do that there. And then if you just leave that alone, it'll go away after a few seconds. And then it also has home link, so you have different garage door openers. You can do 1, 2, and 3 different garage doors. And if you hit one of the buttons, it'll actually show a little video walking you through how to set up your garage door opener. And then up above, you have a few map lights. And then this light here will turn on all the lights in the vehicle, even in the back. This one here, if you have it pushed in when you open the driver door or any door, it'll turn the lights on, and when the door closes, it'll turn off. Then on the left side, you've got the sunroof, so you can pull it back to open. You can push it straight up just to vent, and then you can push it forward to close, and then this will do the sunshade here. So if you just hold it, it'll close the sunshade. This one does have the panoramic sunroof on it. And then finally, you do have the SOS button here. So it's Safety Connect. If you get a flat tire, have a medical emergency, you know, something like that, you can flip that open, push that button, and then it'll call Toyota, and then they can send help your way. It does have a nice little cover there, though, so you don't bump it. And then you do have a sunglass holder right there as well. For the climate control, it does have dual zone auto climate. So basically you can have driver side temperature, and then if you want the passenger side to be different, you sure can. If you push the sync button, it'll go back to doing whatever the driver side does. The auto function, if that's lit up right there, if it's set to auto 70 and it's hot out, it'll cool it down to 70. If it's cold out, it'll heat it up to 70. This will turn off all the climate control right there. That'll turn it back on. This will do the front window defrost, so it'll blow all the air up on the windshield. This will do the back window and the side mirrors. This is an eco heat and cool button. A lot of hybrids have that on there. If you turn it on, it'll try to run the AC and the climate control a little less to make it more fuel efficient for you. Over here you've got fan speed up and down. Then right here you can change where the air is blowing. You got recirculate on and off right there. And then this one is actually for the rear vent behind the center console, blowing to the second row. If you don't have anybody back there and you don't want any air blowing back there, you can light that up like it is now. Or if you want the people back there to have a little air, you can turn that on. It does have heated seats, so you've got low, high, and then in the middle is off. There's the driver's side, and then there's the passenger side. In the center of the vehicle, you have the shifter here. If you squeeze the button behind it, you can pull it back into reverse. It'll bring up the backup camera. This one does have the parking sensors and the 360 camera. Then you have neutral and then drive. You can go over to the left here and shift through the gears manually if you want to. Most people just leave it in drive, however. This vehicle does have electronic park brake right there. So as you put this in park, you'll notice that this lights up and it engages your automatic parking brake. Then when you take it out of park, it disengages, so you don't even have to do it yourself. Now next to it, there's a hold mode, and what that does, if you hit it, there's a little green light down there in the bottom right corner of the dash. That means it's on. And then when you put it in drive, there's a little orange one next to it. That means it's active. So it's in drive right now, and I could take my foot off the brake and it won't go anywhere. I think this would be good if you were like in a drive-through or a bank, you know, something like that, and you got tired of holding your foot on the brake. It'll do it for you. And then if you tap the gas pedal, it will release, so you can move forward a spot, and then if you push down hard, it'll activate again. Put it back in park there. This vehicle is all-wheel drive, so if the front wheels slip at all, it kicks in the back wheels automatically. It does a really good job. However, it does have a trail mode, so if you're kind of on some more off-road terrain, you can turn that on, and it'll basically give the transmission and the four-wheel drive system a heads up for those conditions. Then you've got some drive modes here, so you can turn it to the left and it'll put it in eco mode. You can turn it to the right and it'll put it in sport mode, and then if you just push the button, it'll put it back in normal. Eco is going to try to make it as fuel efficient as possible. It's going to shift a little sooner, try not to use the AC as much. Sport is basically going to give you as much power as possible, and then normal is just going to be normal. EV mode, all the hybrids come with this electric vehicle mode. You have to have a fully charged hybrid battery for it to work, and it's meant to do like a low speed, short distance trip, like down the street in full electric. In front of the shifter, you do have a wireless charging pad on this one, so you can set your phone in there, it'll wirelessly charge, and then this button here will turn that on and off. It also has a 12-volt plug-in right there, and then a USB-A.